Oh well, day 2 on Keith Rally. There's a few of us out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 of us all together. Pulled up a bit of lead so far, a little bit of crap in there. This stubble I'm finding a bit hard, so I'm having to whack up the sensitivity to gain the depth because I'm losing about 5 inches by hovering above it. But onwards and upwards. See you in a bit. Ah well, first real good find of the day that's going in the box, and that's a 2-piece button. It's still got the shank on it, but as for detail, whether it's military, livery, civilian type of button, I don't think there's any telltale signs on that, unfortunately. But been on the field now about 20 minutes, and that's the first target that's going to go into my box. Everything else has been trash, unfortunately. Okay, see you on the next. Alright guys, it's been about a quarter of an hour since I found that button, and nothing else has turned up, but I just found this whopping musket ball. And to give you an idea of where we are, we're smack bang in the middle of where the Battle of Worcester was. I think it was in the 1600s, but I can't remember exactly what I read, but it was Oliver Cromwell and Charles II, the Battle of Worcester, so that might tie in with it. If it does, nice one. See you in a bit. That must be the weekend of livery buttons for me, because this is another one. I don't know if it's... is it that way around? That way around? Kind of resembles some sort of animal. I think maybe when I get it in a certain position it might make sense. But it doesn't at the moment. But yeah, that's another livery button. Catch you in a... Yeah, here's a first me. Here's a first me as well. My first ever little bits of clay pipe. So I might have to get a jar going, like Andy from the Detector List. Nice one. Alright guys, moved on to another field now. We've driven around the block, and first good target, musket ball, and this is a stonker. This is the one I found in the previous field, if I can get it out. So the smaller one was previous field, this other one is in this field, and what I have been doing is picking up a lot of bits of clay pipe. Cool. Catch you on the next. Alright guys, well, it's definitely a weekend of buttons for me. This is probably some sort of army button. Let me give it a bit of a wipe. It's a 2-piece, shank's bust. Says something Gaunt, Norman Gaunt on the back. But yeah, got the shield and the lions. See if I can zoom in a bit and get that bit more focus. But yeah, my weekend of buttons. Very nice. Catch you in a bit. Okay, just found this little thing. When I first saw it I thought it was a button, but it's not. It would have gone onto leather. Those obviously would have gone through the leather and bent over. So I don't have any idea what that is and what era it would have been from. But like I said, we are basically in the middle of Worcester, and the Civil War from the Battle of Worcester took place here. So I don't know if that's something from horse leather from that time. But obviously I found the musket balls here, so you know we're in the right part, and we're only, well, probably a mile or so from the cathedral. So very historic, interesting area, so let's hope something good turns up now. See you in a bit. Considering it was the Battle of Worcester, I didn't expect to see this here. So it's obviously a part of World War II history there. It's a tail fin from a mortar bomb. So yeah, I didn't expect to find something like that here. Cracking signal. Very cool. See you in a bit. Oh blimey, this field is hard going. I'm finding more bits of you know, clay pipe than I am anything else. And funny enough, I've dug a hole and I can see green right there, and right next to it, right here, there's another bit of clay pipe. That's cool. Right, let's have a look what this coin is then, shall we? Hopefully this has got a bit of detail on it. Oh, it's not a coin. It's some sort of tag. R8. Wonder if that's like I don't know. I don't even know what to think it is. Would that be like a token for crop pickers or something like that? R8. Okay, cool. Damn it, I thought it was a coin. Okay, see you on the next. I just got Lee come over to me. He's found a hammered. It's the only one that's come up this weekend. So look if you could focus in. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, you know, that looks like Charles II, which fits in with the Civil War period here, because it was Charles II against Oliver Cromwell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's absolutely brilliant. Well done. Ah, cack. That's not exactly what I wanted to find. It looks like I've actually found a World War II mortar. The tail fin that I found earlier on would have been in situ there. Blimey. What did I do with that? Don't even know what I've done with that anyway. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go let Keith know and see what happens. Okay, found one of the tiniest buckles I've ever seen. That photo doesn't do it justice until you see it in my hand. Oh, that took me ages to find it. Oh, crike. Here we go. Right. Back on my fingertip. That's tiny. What the heck would that have been on? But yeah, very cool. And when that cleans up, that'll be a lovely colour. Awesome. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, Keith just come over now to show me what he's found.
Lead token, yeah, that's definitely a lead token.
Tidy.
Yeah, there's a picture on that. Broken buckle. That must be like a lead token, you know, there's a
that
bullet.
That ring of bullet, amazing.
Yeah, bullet. Horse ring.
Yeah.
Buckle. Yeah, there's a nice button.
Yeah, that looks really to the right period of this battle, doesn't it? That's nice, that is.
That, I don't know what that was.
And you can't have an episode without a spoon.
Yeah, and Roman Pibbler. With a screw end on it.
Yeah.
It was the special ones what they done.
Yeah, the Romans invented the tap and die set, didn't they?
Yeah, the tap and die set, but...
No, I done well. Excellent. So I've put that gizmo over by a tree for you, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Right then, that's a fair chunk. It's a fork handle, spoon handle, knife handle. I haven't got the foggiest, but I tell you one thing, it's heavy, and it I don't know whether it's silver. I haven't got a clue. I'll have to try and test it somehow. That's a fair chunky handle. Okay, see you in a bit. Yeah, well, that's another part to one of those mortar bombs. Yeah, wonder why they're by here then. Cool. See you in a bit. Alright, I got a coin off the field, but I haven't got a clue what it is. Here's another slick one, about the size of a farthing. Whew, it's hard going. See you on the next. Okay, I think that's a nice little watch winder. Not 100% sure, but that's what I'm saying it is. Cool. Thank goodness, a coin that I'm going to be able to see something on it. Ah, what have we got? And it is This George the 6th. Yeah, oh well, at least this one, I know what it is. George the 6th, 1938. Cool. Oh yeah guys, back after a hefty weekend of metal detecting. It was absolutely hectic, I'm shattered. Firstly, I'd like to say big thank you to Chris and his wife Kerry and the family for making me welcome, and Keith and Anne for looking after me as well. Thanks very much guys, and I look forward to doing the same thing again next year. So that's 2 years on the trot now. If you remember, this is day 1 finds. I'm trying not to get in the shadow of the light, but I got 1, 2, 3 livery buttons, 5 other different buttons. I got the lead sort of tokens, 3 coins. This, as much as I'd love to say it was silver, it's quite light, so whether it's silver plated, something else, I don't know. I had a musket ball on the first day, a couple of buckles. This year, when I look at it, first thing I can think of is it's some sort of broken arrow tip from possibly the sort of medieval period or something, but I don't know if anyone else has got any clues. I'd appreciate any input on that one. Don't know what this is. I haven't got a clue. Could be a furniture handle or something. And obviously this is today's stuff. Again, weekend of buttons for me. That military one. That I think it's another livery button. That I think is a military one because of how it's shaped. Oh, never found a bird ring before. That was on day 1. And another one on day 2. Couple of buttons. This strange thing that would have gone onto horse leather. I did eventually get a watch winder, 3 cracking musket balls, and this tiny little spectacle buckle, so I don't know what that would have been used for. Quite fragile. But what I did do when signals were quite poor and quiet, I went on a rampage of picking up pipe stems, and I learnt a little bit about these from Chris, about the narrowness of the holes, and because these are so narrow and the bowls are so small and tobacco so expensive, these must date back to the 1600s. And obviously he found an intact bowl, which I'm so jealous of. It was a beauty. I wish I'd have found it. And he worked out that because we were in an area in Worcester where the Civil War happened in the 1600s, the Battle of Worcester, that because of all the pipe fragments, we must have been in a campsite. So that's an interesting thought, Chris. But yeah, so I just went on a rampage collecting these when I couldn't find anything else. So I'm quite happy with all of that. The only other place I've seen these are on mudlarking videos in the River Thames. So yeah, it was good. Very interesting looking for these things. But yeah, had a fantastic weekend, and look forward to doing it again. Catch you all soon, guys.